Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to another Animal Logic commentary. And today we will be doing.
Now, the reason I opened
recent
the video
Animal
with
Logic,
a
that
little
being
Smash Brothers
AI
piece from the
right
series
Animal
finale
Logic is because this was supposed to be the first Animal Logic episode released after Super Smash Brothers. But I ended up taking so long to try and get this episode in particular made that two additional Animal Logics ended up coming out in between the Smash Bros. Finale and AI Rights Animal Logic. And the reason it took so long is simply because of Animal Logic, the monster movie, where I had shooting days for several different scenes in that film, and I had to go ahead and do those with the locations and the actors and all that other crap. And those days went very well, very good shooting days. But in result, I didn't really have a lot of time to work on this episode in time, which is why it ended up coming out in June instead of April like I wanted. But at least I still got 6 Animal Logic episodes out this year. So yeah. The idea to have an entire episode of Animal Logic written in AI felt very culturally relevant, but because AI has been becoming very popular recently, especially online, and Chat.GPT especially, in order to write stuff and just plagiarize a bunch of crap. And if any of the scripts in this episode were plagiarized materials, I definitely apologize for that. I'm just the point of this episode was just to show how freaking stupid AI scripts are, and you can tell with the dialogue, I didn't make any of the dialogue up. It all came from those scripts that AI had written, and with my performances as all the different characters in this episode, you can definitely tell that I'm playing into just how stupid and how fake AI scripts are written. And I want to keep you all to keep in mind that I started working on this video before the writer's strike, but it ended up taking so long that the writer's strike did happen, and it's still going on as of recording this commentary. And I think that this episode coming out when it did is actually very perfectly timed, just showing out how desperate people need writers, how we really need writers to write our scripts, human beings to write our scripts, and not computers, because computers will turn out crap like this, where an actual human being could still give out crap, but at least somebody actually made it, and it wasn't just plagiarized, and it was an original piece, came from an actual human soul and human spirit. Now, me wanting and having 3 segments in this episode was simply a result of the one prompt that I put into Chat.GPT was simply way too short for YouTube. Way too short for just a singular episode of Animal Logic, so I had to put at minimum 3, and even then, with the 3 I put in, it barely turned out to 10 minutes, and it only made it to 11 minutes because I added that storyline segment. But yeah, for the prompts, I basically just took a bunch of random Animal Logic ideas that I gotten over the years and just put them into the prompt, like having Beetlejuice show up in an episode. I have Beetlejuice coming on and having Film Buff interview him, and the prompt was just Beetlejuice shows up on a YouTube channel, or a YouTuber interviews Beetlejuice. I honestly forgot. And I was having trouble on what Beetlejuice voice I should go with, either Michael Keaton or Alex Brightman. Eventually I went with Alex Brightman because, the Alex Brightman voice is just way more fun to do. And also Michael Keaton, which is just, this. And, yeah. The SpongeBob Watermelons episode, yeah, SpongeBob turns into a watermelon. I knew this wouldn't work as an episode, but I just thought like it was for an episode written in AI. I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not just have the stupidest idea imaginable and just have SpongeBob turn into a watermelon? Because there's no way this could actually work as a video, and it ended up becoming pretty funny as just AI writing the entire freaking story. And because Animal Logic really isn't a popular series at all, and I specifically put in SpongeBob, it uses SpongeBob's personality from the TV series and not Animal Logic, obviously, because everyone knows the personality of SpongeBob. So that's why SpongeBob, in terms of Animal Logic lore, is a little off in this video. And also, the video ended up taking so long to make that there was actually a different watermelon in my refrigerator, and I ended up using that to make with a gag, making up with a gag that Patrick just eats a bit of it. And I think this is the first time in Animal Logic history where I had actual food be one of the characters. I've used a whole lot of things as different characters, like obviously plushies and some puppets, but also some Barbie dolls, some action figures like those. I think even a ceiling fan was a character in the movie, which means at any point in time that ceiling fan could canonically talk. But first time I've ever used something edible. And yeah, so the final prompt was something that I've had a little idea to do an Animal Logic bit where someone tried to kill themselves, and it was a parody of Jump by Van Halen. Play on jump, obviously. Instead of jumping for joy, you're jumping to your death off a bridge or whatever. And I simply just wrote in Chat.GPT, write me a parody of Jump by Van Halen, and it ended up becoming a parody where you're just jumping on a trampoline, and I was like, okay, this can work. And they didn't give me enough lyrics to fit into the actual song, so I just added that bit where Rick is like, hey, so buff, there's not enough stuff, and there ain't enough lyrics. Oh yes, and why did I have Rick sing this? Well, honestly, I think that for what I originally wanted the idea for the song to be initially, with a man trying to kill himself, having it be Rick Sanchez in particular really does fit, since he has tried to kill himself in Rick and Morty, and he's just a douche, a diggy drunk in the series Animal Logic. So having him sing the song that was supposed to be about killing yourself kind of fits. Plus, I just think it's funny to just have Rick do a song, because Rick hasn't really had a song yet in the series, and for good reason. His voice is not very nice to sing with. A little reference to the Animal Logic Christmas episode, It's a Wonderful Sponge, where their neighbor turned landlord Mr. Krabs got murdered by Kermit the Frog, so they wouldn't have to pay rent. That's deep Animal Logic lore right there. And yeah, this video did get claimed, but I honestly don't care, because this is honestly probably my favorite bit of the episode. And having Chat.GPT write songs is always going to be hilarious and stupid. And this was fun to film, just taking the Rick plush and just wiggling around, throwing it all over the trampoline. And it was the first time I used the trampoline in an episode in a long time. I can't believe if I used it. I can't remember if I used it in the 5th anniversary episode, but I know that it's been a while. I don't. If memory is being correct or not, I think the last time I used it was in like season 2, which season 2 was 6 years ago. That was so long ago. But hey, I got this video, I got this portion of the video out of it, and it's freaking hilarious. The absolutely terrible lyrics for this song are just peak fiction. It is icing on the cake. It is absolutely delicious. So after this segment is the storyline segment of the episode, which begins the brand new storyline, unless you count the little preview in an episode of Happiest Cast on Earth. And it is all about the multiverse. Now, the reason I wanted to tackle the multiverse in a storyline is two reasons. One, the multiverse is very popular right now, and I kind of want a piece of the action, and I think it would be a fun idea. And two, way back in the end of season 1, there was a 2-part finale, Animalogic in Real Life, which was the very first time we had the puppet characters interact with live actors, live human characters. Me and my best friend at the time, Noah, who was a very frequent on the channel at the time. And at the end of that 2-parter, SpongeBob and all the gang make it back to their home puppet universe. Everyone except for SpongeBob, where he makes it to a different universe, which is based on a sitcom. And he remains there for all of season 2. And at the end of season 2, where that's the Trollpocalypse happens. And that happens throughout season 3, and halfway through season 3, Kermit miraculously finds a portal to another universe. SpongeBob goes through that portal, and that is the universe where SpongeBob is at now, which is the current universe in Animalogic that we have been following ever since. Patrick did not die, he just was transported into a different universe in that universe timeline. If you guys have seen Animalogic the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And that storyline really hasn't been explored upon, and with a storyline tackling the multiverse, I wanted to explore that a little bit. And with this being a multiversal story, I think it gives me the opportunity to have all the shows on all of my channels be connected to this in some way, like, say, not just the Animalogic related shows, but also the Toon Talk vlogs, also Happiest Cast on Earth, the movie reviews that I do sometimes, the weird TV shows like Animalogic the Animated Series, Thomas and Friends Abridged, the one-off sketches, even the TikToks I make that aren't Animalogic related. Like, all of those have the possibility to connect to this greater universe of Animalogic via the multiverse. And I really want to explore that, with it all ending with SpongeBob possibly returning to his home dimension, because in the previous storyline, where Gendar returns and sends Film Buff through a couple dimensions, we got a bit of a taste. We got a little teaser of what I have in store and what I want to do with this new storyline, where we visited the previous dimensions from Animalogic lore, and also a couple new ones, like one where the Christians take over the world and everyone's French for some reason, and another one where it's just very crappy photo animation. But we also visited the universe from Animalogic Season 1 and the universe from Season 2 and the first half of Season 3. So that is a very interesting thing that I really want to cover, because we saw those universes. I want to see brand new universes, tons of new universes, along with crossovers with my other shows on my other channels and on this channel as well. I think this is going to be quite a fun project, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. The video has been over for quite a while now, so I should probably shut up. It's getting late. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for hearing me, letting me tell you guys what I have in store for the future, as well as some behind-the-scenes facts on this episode. If you did enjoy the commentary, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified on when future videos are uploaded. But until then, I will see you later. Bye!